Here, everyone. This is Arshad Zakaria from DevOps with Zach. So we are meeting you again in a new year, 2023. Yes, it's almost March, but yes, it's still 2023. So many things have changed. As you'll know that I have moved to Wellington, New Zealand from Singapore. So I took a kind of a break to relocate and everything. So yes, so I took a break with my podcast as well. So I thought of coming up with some awesome stuff. So this episode we are going to talk about Amazon Code Catalyst, such an awesome tool which recently released in AWS reInvent 2022. So I was there at reInvent, super cool, and I met a lot of awesome engineers and awesome people at reInvent. So I met Johannes. He's one of the AWS Community builder as well. Then we both in the same category called Dev Tools in AWS Community Builders. So we thought of, okay, why don't we talk about Amazon Code Catalyst? So yeah, let's get started. Hello, good evening, Jonas. How are you doing, mate?
Doing pretty well, thanks a lot. What about yourself?
Doing good. It's bit heavy weather in Wellington, New Zealand right now, but I managed to um, get at a quiet location to record this podcast.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So I'm in Germany, and we usually have gray weather from roughly November until March. Today it's at the moment still gray. It's gonna be hopefully sunny in the evening as well. Again, but let's see. You never know. It's good to
Yeah.
see the sun sometimes.
Yes, yes, that's true. So yeah, I mean, like if it's a sunny day in Wellington, it's like one of the best days. So yeah, that's cool. So I still cannot forget the memories that we had in Vegas at reInvent 2022. Um, so how was the reInvent so far for you? Like still having those good memories, and
Yeah, it's been my third reInvent to attend in person, and it has
wow,
been very fascinating for me this year, especially because of meeting all about the community, people that I have not been interacting before. So reInvent this year was for me totally different than the first tour that I attended. I was able to meet so much people in person, just like you, that I have never met before, and
yeah,
that was really cool.
that was really cool. I remember still. So one of the unforgettable moment that we had a party. It's kind of a dinner for all the AWS community builders. So uh, we had to walk from another hotel to another hotel. Like it's a bit far. So we all following Johannes. He was pretty sure, okay, this is the right way. So we're just following. Yes. So we managed to reach the Seesaw Hotel after going through a couple of other hotels inside their casino rooms.
Yeah,
I still remember that day, mate. Yeah,
I
that was pretty
remember
cool.
that as well. Yeah, but then at the end, when we reached Caesars, we still did not find the restaurant, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, yes,
Those hotels over there are really amazing, right? They are so big that you really need in-house maps to get around.
yes. And especially if you're going for the reinvent, you should will prepare a lot about the map and better to carry some couple of good shoes because you have to
Yes,
walk
that's
a
true.
lot.
That's true. On Wednesday evening, I after the dinner, I was really tired, and I went to bed on Wednesday, I believe at 8 or something like that, and slept until Thursday morning 9 or something
Wow.
like that because I was so tired from jet lag and from all of the energy that I had felt the days before. So if you ever get a chance to get to Reinvent, I can only encourage you to do so because it's really a fascinating experience.
Definitely. I hope to meet you in another event, maybe reinvent or other event, Johannes, at in person. Yep.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So today we are going to talk about one of the fascinated tool, if I'm not wrong, which is still under preview. Um, Before we talk about the tools, so what was your key takeaway from reInvent, Johannes? Any tools, any memories, anything?
So for me, I think this year really the power of the community and of the community builder is what I'm taking home. As we talked about the community builders already, it's a program that Arshad and I am a part of. And before reInvent, we actually met with 10 people that I never met before, and went on a 4 hours hiking trip around Las Vegas, and that was really fascinating to me. People that I have not seen before, right? Taking so much fun together. We spent the whole Sunday together, and that was really amazing. So that is one of the memories that I'm definitely going to take away. In addition to, yeah, a lot of fascinating news around where AWS is going and what they are going to do going
Hmm.
forward. And then I also presented a dev chat in the developers lounge
Yes.
in the expo, right? And that was
Yeah.
also a very cool experience for
Very cool
myself.
experience. Yes. The sad news that I couldn't able to join with you guys for the hike because right, I had to stay one day in Auckland. I supposed to arrive one day earlier, but unfortunately, some technical issue with my the aircraft I supposed to travel. So the
Yeah,
flight was
I remember
cancelled.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that. But next year, maybe I think I'm
yeah,
gonna do this again, right? So
yeah.
we already have a target place where we were going to want to go next year.
Next
So
year. Yeah,
if you're gonna be in Vegas again,
definitely.
happy to take you along this time.
Perfect. So
Yeah, and then
today,
yeah,
just
let's sorry for talking on top of you.
Doris.
Um, and then one thing that I was really, so there was two major announcements that I was waiting for at reInvent, and one of
Yeah,
them was the Lambda Snap Start, right? So
yeah.
that feature that gave us for empowering and making Lambda functions faster, especially for Java. That was one of the things. And then the second one was CodeCatalyst, and I think
Yes,
that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, anyway, right? And
definitely.
show some details around CodeCatalyst.
Yes. Actually, if you're listening to this, anyone that the AWS community builders, we have some awesome sessions which are NDA. We cannot uh, talk about that out of the community unless it's a GA. But as a community builders, since we join the same sessions, we can obviously talk about it, but we never gonna expose outside. So a couple of tools we already knew that's going to be released, but we never know it's going to be reinvent or maybe after that or before that. But certain tools or certain features we already kind of knew because of the NDA sessions. I think I'm allowed to tell that, right? Because it's an NDA and we are not talking about any NDA sessions. Yeah.
I think you are, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's part of the AWS Community Builders, the full package you're getting. So yeah, please give it a try. Yes, Code Catalyst, one of the most weighted tool for me as well, Johannes, because let's talk about why it's really awesome and why it's really important to the dev community.
Yeah, let's try to baseline a little bit. So the community builders program gives you the possibility to choose a certain area that you're interested in the focus area, I would call it. And my focus area in the builders is the dev tools, and this is what Code Catalyst is. It is a developer tool at the end, and so that gave me the possibility to already work with Code Catalyst during the beta phase. Um, so what CodeCatalyst is, it is supposed to be a one and only service for you to do um, manage your software project on AWS. So it covers all parts that you need to build a successful project on AWS. It has a lot of features that make it unique compared to others, which we can talk about as well. But in general, you can see it on the same realm as GitHub or GitLab, or maybe also a combination of Atlassian Bitbucket, Jira, and Bitbucket pipelines, because Code Catalyst gives you all of that at the end. So you can manage and track your issues or your tasks for your software projects, as well as you can manage your Git repositories within that. You can also manage your deployment pipelines in it. And it is completely based on AWS, which also gives you some additional advantages into integrating this service with other AWS services. There's more to come on that, is what the team is telling me, which we cannot really talk about today. But overall, I think it is really going to help us develop and deliver successful projects on AWS.
Yeah, correct. So for me, right, I when we streamline this code catalyst process. So, for example, I'll ask you a question, Johannes. So, imagine you have a couple of blueprints. Maybe it's developed by you or your colleagues or your organization, or where you can buy or get blueprints. How awesome that if you have like one or two like single clicks you can deploy to your environment, like using a proper pipeline would be awesome, right?
Yeah, that would be really cool. And I'm very glad that I can tell you that CodeCatalyst offers exactly something like that. So,
Yes,
did you have a look already on it? Did you play
yes,
around with?
yes. I kind of play around with that. So I try to integrate with other tools as well. So um, the code catalyst you can easily integrate with other popular IDEs as well, which are available in the dev communities. And the one of the best feature which I love is integrate with your Jira Cloud. So um, if you're having these those practices, you can track your issues, like who is doing which task and what are the blockers, so which can lead to get you some kind of observability of your, we call it as Dora metrics, right? So where you can get a idea of where your project it's at the moment and how it's performing and where can it lead to. So that's one of my favorite part, I would say, Johannes.
Okay, cool to hear. So for me, one of the things that is very fascinating is the quick setup that you get with the blueprints. So if you have not yet started your project and you want to get started pretty quickly, then the blueprints gives you a possibility to really do that. In this example, one something that I lately used to bring up the AWS community page for Germany is I used a single page application blueprint. It was like 5 minutes configuration, and
Oh wow.
afterwards I was able to directly deploy the complete website based on. In this example, I used Angular, but there's also React as a supported tool to directly deploy this in a best practice way up to CloudFront. And this is really cool because these blueprints really enable you um, to build something very quickly. You can try that out. It doesn't cost anything. So Code Catalyst offers a free tier, and then if you need more build minutes, just like GitHub or Bitbucket Pipelines, it's gonna cost you a little bit, right? But those blueprints really enable you to get started quickly. And I envision that these blueprints are going forward going to be, I would call it, enhanced in a way like I, as a user, would want to be able to build blueprints that I can then share with other people in my organization or in my team. And I could then hopefully also edit those blueprints if there's a change. All of the projects that use this blueprint should get this change, right? So if I have, as an example, right, the single page application, uh, maybe we have an iron role within it that has been set up wrongly or that has too many permissions, and I want to change that. And then I don't want to go into all of the 50 projects that are using this blueprint. So I hope that we're going to get a feature soon that gives us the possibility to roll out again the blueprint and just see the changes, right? That are going to be applied.
Yeah. So yes, I mean, like, I totally agree with you that which gonna save a lot of time, engineering time, so where they can focus on other things, right? So one of the favorite part is the testing as well for me, uh, because so you said you used JS, right? Angular JS and some of the React platforms to
Uh,
build your.
yeah, well, I do a lot of things. In this case, I was talking about the single page application blueprint that
Yep.
gives you the possibility to deploy an Angular application, right?
Yeah.
But as I said, there is multiple options on what you can do.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely. Yes, but the point I'm trying to come to now is that if you're using JS application, you know that you may use a lot of third-party libraries, right?
Yep.
So yes, definitely. So this Code Catalyst has the built-in support for that, SCA scans and unit test as well. So where you can review your test results in one single area, that you can check that one as well. So I think that's really important that Amazon integrated their um, software testings, including the Catalyst as well. So which makes it very unified platform for the end-to-end delivery.
Yeah, I think this moves us over to the conversation around CI/CD workflows that are also able or are also be a part of CodeCatalyst, right? The CI/CD workflows are flexible. They use a configuration language that is YAML, just like we use it for GitHub Actions. At least that's the current state. And the very cool thing that you just mentioned is that we integrate GitHub Actions there as well. So you have the possibility to choose an existing GitHub action and integrate that within your workflow. And this obviously opens you up to the possibility to really do whatever you want in that workflow, and even maybe reuse workflows that you had previously already built on GitHub Actions within CodeCatalyst. And I think that's going to be a key changer towards things that other parts of the code star that AWS had before, right? The code build and code pipeline stuff was very only AWS focused. And now with the possibility to integrate other third-party services within your workflow, it's going to be easier to get some integration done, I would say.
Yeah. So, like you mentioned, so this time they are not only like focus on the AWS tools only, but other tools also you can integrate. So, imagine, right? You have a couple of awesome GitHub actions are running, right? So you just basically integrate with Code Catalyst, and yeah, you make it awesome, more useful of these GitHub actions. Perfect.
Yep. Yep. There's one more thing that I really like on Code Catalyst. I've been
Mm-hmm.
using it as well. It is the possibility to bring up your own development environment, right? So that means that are you familiar with Gitpod?
Yeah.
They have an integrated Gitpod service as part of Code Catalyst. So you can just say, I want to edit this file and I want to bring up my own development environment for that.
Oh wow.
I can do that, and then I can directly work with that. And they don't only offer a web based UI there; they also offer the possibility to connect your local IDE with an backend, right? So this works with IntelliJ IDEs, but it also works with Visual Studio Code. So you get the possibility to see stuff locally, and in the backend, they manage all of the builds and the dependencies and stuff like that for you. So that's also a cool feature, and I really hope that
Wow.
they invest a little bit more into that. Right, there's still a few things that are a little bit clumpy, but I believe that this is really going to be a key changer because I am a multi-device person. I sometimes work on a Windows machine, sometimes work on a Chrome, sometimes work on an iPad, right? And the
Yeah.
possibility to switch over as a developer from one to another machine without the need to make sure that you have all of the prerequisites and all of the integration stuff set up, right? I think that is really cool from a developer experience perspective as well.
So you're telling, okay, you have to catch a flight at 8 p.m. and you're working until 4. Then you're using your Windows PC or laptop, Mac book, while at until 4 p.m. Then on the way to the airport, you're using your iPad to do it, right?
Yes, that is the stuff that
That
I
is
had in
awesome,
mind,
right?
right? Um,
Yeah.
and I hope that that's something that we will be able to also do a little bit better than we do it today, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so that's one of the fascinating features that I think that also are worth mentioning when looking at Code Catalyst. Besides that, I
What about the
am
deployments? The CD part.
yeah, the CD part is in CodeCatalyst they are called CI/CD workflows. You have the possibility to connect certain AWS accounts, and then you can use them as targets. The workflows today also support environments. They support something pretty neat as well. Which so have you used code build and code
Yes,
pipeline
yes,
before?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
What is one of the biggest pain points, at least that you see there?
Setting up a okay, I have done a lab also before. Setting up a multi-account pipeline is not easy. So you have to
Mhm,
work a lot with a lot of IAM roles. You have
mhm,
to assume it. You know that you trigger it and executing. But if you need a GUI, you have to switch between multiple accounts using the roles. Then you have to change the accounts here and there to check the environment. So that's the biggest pain I would say. Like yeah.
mhm. So that's one of the things that CodeCatalyst takes away, because within the workflow UI interface, you are able to um, connect to multiple accounts by using environments. You can even define some of them as production, some of them as non-production account. And I hope that there's even more integration features coming with organizations and stuff like that. So that's pretty neat.
Uh,
One thing that I personally never liked about code build, especially, is the time that it needed to bring up a build instance. So
yes.
if you switch over different stages within your code pipeline or code, then you usually have different build agents that come up, and that
Yes.
sometimes took like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and I don't want to wait that long. Right.
Yes.
So in Code Catalyst, they have added a new execution environment, which is not going to be on containers, or it's not going to be on EC2. It's going to be on Lambda. And this is cool because you
This
can
is cool.
bring the speed and the agility of Lambda into your CI/CD pipeline. And this has reduced, at least for me, the performance of my CI/CD pipelines kind of a lot. So
Yeah,
that's going to be
definitely.
really cool. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure that the workflow team is going to build more possibilities within it, right? So something that I'm missing today is I want to be able to have a manual approval. That doesn't sound logical from a CI/CD perspective, but still sometimes, right? Um, there's a guy that I work with, and I don't trust him 100%. So if he pushes something before this goes to production, I at least want to have a decision, right? And that's
Yes.
something that the workflows do not support today. But I guess that that's gonna be available one day.
Yes. So any integration to like Slack?
I would say that's not a good topic to talk to if
Okay.
we want to market code catalyst today,
Yeah.
right? So I'm okay to give my view. My
Yeah.
view is it has Slack, but that's not good enough, right? So
Okay.
at the moment, the workflows do not really give the possibility to
Okay.
drive notifications or stuff like that, right? So you have the possibility as part of a workflow to trigger a Lambda function, but I cannot send an SNS notification. I cannot take a
Oh,
decision on when do I want to notify a user for something, right? So
yes.
if you and I are collaborating on a workflow and you break it, then I want you to fix it. But
Yes.
how do I tell you? At the moment, the only way to do that within Code Catalyst is I need to attach a Lambda function at the end of the workflow. Then I need to send an SNS
Notification.
notification myself to you, right?
Yeah.
And here's so that I can do Slack. That's correct. You said that already, right? We do have a notified to Slack perspective or notification, but I don't use Slack, right?
Okay.
Not really, at least not for my personal projects that I do.
Yeah.
So there, I think really I expect to get more integration options of the workflows, right?
Okay.
But we're not here to market Code Catalyst, so it's okay to
Yeah.
talk about it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. I mean, like we can talk anything we want. Yeah, it's very fun. Yeah.
Something that I did not try out yet is the secrets. So CodeCatalyst has a built-in possibility to store secrets and stuff like that. I've not worked with that, so I cannot comment on that. And also, it comes with a reporting functionality. I've seen unit tests being visible there, right? But I've not seen what you mentioned at the beginning. I have not seen
Uh,
metrics.
S,
I've not
uh,
seen.
the SCS. No, I mean like what I mentioned is that right, you can track the couple of Dora metrics we have available. So
Yeah, well, you don't have
yeah,
them today.
yeah,
So that's I really hope that we're gonna get a
yeah.
KPI reporting feature soon, right? Because at the moment I really just get executed workflows, and I get reports of the tests that I execute as part of the workflow. But really, I would want to see KPIs of my workflows, KPIs of the performance of my project, KPIs of my deployments, DORA metrics, which are the DevOps metrics, as you already mentioned. These
Yeah.
kind of things is what I would be expecting in that
In as
within
a
it as
one
well.
package, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a service in preview, right? And we
Yeah,
need to
it's
be
preview.
honest, right?
We cannot.
It's
Yeah. Yeah. True.
yeah, there's GA version that's gonna come. I don't know when, but I hope that pretty soon. And I think that the team has done a very good job in
Yes.
preparing something that we can already use for production workloads. So I do that already, even if it's in preview.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, I do.
That's oh,
Um, and giving us the option to test this out early gives us the possibility to give feedback, right? So I've been interacting with the
definitely,
CodeCatalyst team as well, because I think that they need to get our help as well, right? So what are
definitely.
the things that you need from CodeCatalyst right now, right? If you have any thoughts around that, feel free to share that with me, and I can forward it to the team as well.
Sure. I would love to. As a DevOps guy, right? We were talking about the door metric. So, still, if you want, you can uh, extract the features like from maybe from your Jira or whatever. But if you have like a one place to see this as a dashboard, that would be really awesome. Yeah.
Yep, I think this is one of the things that I also wanted to see, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna forward that again to the team,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
thanks.
hope that's
Thanks,
gonna be
Johannes.
making an input as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I
I'm just
think
still
really,
playing around with this, but I think you have done vast more than me. That playing around, even since it's like the day it's released. You are the first person. I checked your articles as well. Like you're the first person to, I think one of the first person to testing out this. So I'm like really happy to have a chat with you today regarding this. I mean, like maybe we can do a demo session, maybe right? Maybe a video that you can show
yeah. So
around,
I'm
like everything is how it's working and stuff, right? That would be really cool.
Yeah, we can. I'm currently starting a YouTube channel, which is going to be all focused on CI/CD on AWS, and
Oh, nice.
this is going to have some content around CodeCatalyst as well, right? And planning to do some videos. I can send them to you when they are ready, and then you can have a look. And happy to record something that would be specific to one of your projects as well,
Yeah,
if you're interested.
perfect. Wow, that would be awesome. Yes. So I think we almost cover everything about Code Catalyst today. Yeah, like Janice mentioned, there are a couple of things that expecting to be delivered by Amazon team. Hopefully, we would be able to experience those things. So, Janice, thank you so much for joining with me. We both have like a long time zone different, but I'm really appreciate your time, mate, to this get this done within a short period. I think I bust you last week, right? Hey, Jonas, shall we record a podcast?
Yeah, why not? So thanks a lot
Yeah,
for having me and giving me the chance to explain a few things that I think are important from a Code Catalyst
yeah,
perspective. And yeah, those listening, keep me in mind as the CI/CD guy, right? I really think that community needs to focus more on CI/CD. And happy to contribute my thoughts and my experience and knowledge with that as well if you're interested for collaboration.
yeah. So, Jonas, usually this podcast, right? When I publish, I will be sharing with all of the related links to you, because those are like one of the best articles I have seen as well. When I was going through your all the articles and stuff. So I hope it will be help to other engineers in the industry and maybe the new learners or those who are already in the industry can help. And please give the feedback to Jonas as well. So he would love to get the feedback as well and feedback for me as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining with me, Jonas, today.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Hi again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Yes, this is under a preview tool. So there can be bugs, there can be issues. So you can submit your feedback. I'm going to put the Amazon CodeCatalyst link in the description. Give a try. It's a free. You can try under the free tier. And along with that, I'm going to put a lot of awesome articles and how to contact Johannes in the description as well. Keep in touch with him as well. So he's publishing some awesome articles. Yes, so I'm going to see you again with another episode with DevOps with Zach. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.